Hi, this is Dawn Olszewski and welcome to another episode of How'd She Do That? And today we're going to make this really fun Halloween card. It kind of reminds me of that old show called Dark Shadows. I love this effect in the background. It's an embossing effect on your vintage, this is the vintage wallpaper texture folder. And I received this card from Carrie McCoy at the Stampin' Up! Convention in July and totally fell in love with it, took it apart, and figured out how to do it. So let's get started. Okay, so like I said, I'm going to use the vintage wallpaper texture emboss folder. And I have done this at a few classes now, so I've learned some tricks just to help people be successful. First of all, the side that is shows the Stampin' Up! Logo and the Sizzix logo, that is on the inside. That's my flat side. This is the raised side. So what I did is I put a post-it note on here that said wrong side because we want this side to be the side that we're going to use a brayer and our Versamark ink, and we're going to ink up this entire side with Versamark ink. All right, so let's get that going. Okay, and it's okay if you get a little bit over here. That's no big deal. Alright, but we want to get the whole folder covered with ink. We'll put that away. And then, this is Eggplant Envy, and it measures 4 inches by 5 3/8. Now, normally I would have cut that to 5 1/4 as my layer, but because when you use the folders, they kind of change the measurements once they're done. So I found that 5 3/8 works really nice. So I'm going to put this in my Big Shot just like I normally do and run it through. So here we go, we ran it through, and now what's happened is those areas that was the flat areas, that has picked up that Versamark ink, and we're going to add black embossing powder to that. Here we go. Okay. See how cool that is? Love it. I love it even before I start heating it up. Just get the rest of it here. There we go. Flick that off, the excess. And that's what it looks like before we heat it up. So I'm just going to heat it up real quick and... Okay, so here's what it looks like all heated up and melted. Now, just a caution, you can, especially with the black powder, I'm not sure why, but it seems like you can overheat this easily. So you lose that sheen when you overheat it. So just be careful with that piece. While I was embossing, I also stamped this in the Versamark and heat embossed it with the black embossing powder. And this is from the stamp set. It's called Dark and Dreary, and I just used this image here. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to color this image, and we're just going to use sponge daubers. And I brought out my ink, my Stampin' spots for that, because I just need a little bit. And I think what I'll do is I'll start with the pumpkin pie. All right, and grab this. And I'm just going to ink this up a little bit and take a little off because I don't want to get too much on there. I'm going to start with that 31, and then I'm just going to be a little bit lighter around the edges just so it can be a little more of a glowing effect. And then the Elegant Eggplant, same thing. This one, I don't want too dark. I'm going to start at my edges and work around in kind of a circular motion. Keep going with that. And leave a little white still in there. We just kind of want the edges. You can darken them up just a little bit here. There we go. And don't worry about the outer edges here, because what we're going to do is we're going to take our paper snips and we're just going to cut that up like this. So using the edge of the image as our guiding so we can create just a straight line for cutting. That goes really fast. And then this is going to layer on a piece of black cardstock. Okay, so I've layered this on the black cardstock, and it measures, what do we got? We got 2 1/4 by 2 3/8. Alright, so that's ready to go. The next step that we're going to do is we're going to bring back our embossed piece that's cooled off now. We're going to take a piece of satin ribbon. This measures about 12 inches, and we're going to do a pleated ribbon technique with that. And I'm going to start on this end. I'm going to leave a little hanging off. Actually, what I'm going to do first is run some snail all the way down the center of my card. Alright, now I'm going to go ahead and lay this down. And like I said, I'm leaving a little bit off the edge, and I'm going to start my pleating. I'm going to make 2 pleats on this end. Okay, press that down and pleat another one, and then press that down. Okay. Now what I'm going to do, don't worry about these, we'll take care of those kind of flapping there here in a minute. I'm going to just lay this in the middle as my guide to where to start the pleating on the other end. You obviously don't need pleats underneath here, so you can save a little bit on your ribbon. And we're going to pleat over here. We're going to do 2 more pleats over here. 1 here and 1 here. See, and actually you probably don't even need 12 inches. Probably 11 is good. Alright, then we will adhere this down on the other side. And there we go. There we go. We'll get rid of the excess of that. Okay, so now these are kind of flipping up a little bit. So what I do is I just take my snail and put just a little bit, or you could use glue dot. You know, whatever you got out, it works just fine. There you go. Now they stay down. We'll add some dimensionals to the back of this. Alright, and our card is almost finished. I'll add that to the center, and then we'll put this on a black piece like that. So there you go. It's fairly quick and easy. It looks a little complicated, but what fun and kind of eerie and spooky for the upcoming Halloween season. So I hope you enjoyed that. Have fun making your own embossed texture folders. And join me at DOstamping with Dawn.com for more inspiration.